Yeah. Oh. Oh. Me. Oh.
No, no.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Hello? Can people hear me on stream? Testing, testing. Alright, we're live. I can commentate the rest of this race. How's everyone doing today? Fighting no chunks now. Moonrise falls off O-Chunks right near the end of the combo there. Finishes the fight. Lily's just starting the fight. Looks like we've got just a small gap here. How's everyone been enjoying the race so far? Everyone's having a good time. Moonrise going for ICS now. Gets it. And Lily will be right behind. Looking at the points from these runners, Lily is a little low on points, only having 41k right now, nearing the end of 1-3. Exiting the level just before about 17 minutes on the timer. And Lily is now approaching Blue Pedestal Skip. Just not quite lined up there. Gonna wait for the 3D damage. Takes a couple tries, eventually gets there. Gonna just be around 30 seconds behind now. A little less than 30 seconds. Close race. Love to see that. If anyone's in chat, let me know. Or let it, I guess. I can't do anything, but let us know if the audio is good and everything. And also, let me know if we've seen any item drops yet this race, because I might have not caught them. Let me know if we've seen anything like a fire burst or an extra heal on either side. Something like that. As we're entering 1-4 now, Moonrise doing the throw lock trick there. Entering the key early room. Looks like we're gonna see Z-Minute key early right from the center of the room. This is on the Buzzy Beetle and gets it first try. Nice. Really just about 2 rooms behind. I see in the chat, Phantom says nice GBS from both. That's good to hear. Good to see the runners get past GBS. That can be a real problem area in the first half of the run. Lily getting hit by the Buzzy Beetle. Gonna set up Kierly again to Z-Minute. This time should work. Yup. And Moonrise is already in the ladder room. Lily landing on top of the log for a second there. No, falls. Alright. In the cutscene now. Moonrise activating the switch and watching the cutscene as Lily enters this room, both in the same room, but this is one of the longer rooms in 1-4. Moonrise just has to remember the code now. Very nice, remembers the code. That's very hard. Very hard trick there. Lily hopping on the switch there. Moonrise will be entering the Fractale fight. So we're going to be seeing a bit more dialogue and cutscene on this side on Moonrise's end, as Lily is just a few seconds behind, entering the code now. Also remembers the code. Very, very nice from both of these runners to see that they know how to play the game. Alright. Lily is also entering the Fractale room now. And there we are, both in the cutscene. Both of these runners with sub 120 PBs. Moonrise's PB is, I believe, a fair bit lower, being the second seed of this entire tournament with a 117.15 PB. Second in this tournament only to Phantom, who has just an incredible time, a low 116. And Lily with a 119.26 PB right now, I believe. Alright, Moonrise waiting for the dragon to come around now. Choosing to flip multiple times just to wait through the attack there. Not much else to comment on during this part. This fight is basically an auto-scroller. Just gotta jump on when he does this one specific attack. It'd be interesting if you could jump on during his first attack. If he was just a little lower, maybe. I think I thought you could do that as a kid. I might have tried it. Moonrise grabbing a Frackle, the emotional support Frackle, to be able to hit the jump. Does land it. Getting enough height and distance, and setting up for the second one here. Flipping back, just like that. So easy. Moonrise is never going to mess that up. Very nice. Alright, Lily now also in that stage of the fight, grabbing the Frackle. Lining up the jump, very similar to Moonrise. And just barely hits that first one, perfect. Another Frackle spawn, that's interesting. You don't usually see that. Alright, and now can we get 4 for 4? Yep. All of the Frackle jumps were hit. Very nice. Right. Now everyone buckle your seatbelts. We're about to be entering pre-chapter 2. You guys are going to be on the edge of your seats the entire time to see which runner can mash through text faster and walk as Princess Peach and Mario. Alright, going by the on-screen timer, Moonrise ending the chapter at 24:34. Let's see what the gap is after this. A mid-24, pretty solid. And Louis just in the previous cutscene. The best 1-4 exit of this tournament so far has been a 24:08 from Phantom. Just a very quick time there, but still any kind of 24 is really what you're hoping for in a chapter 1. Lily gonna be just in the mid 25 range here. 25:21, so about 50 seconds behind. A little less than 50 seconds behind, about 45. And now we're both in the intermission cutscenes. So, anyone know any good jokes? Got a bit of time to kill here. How are the points on the prediction? 59% Moonrise, 41% Lily in terms of points. 3 people betting on Lily, 2 people betting on Moonrise. We've got Jujumi putting over 1,000 points onto Moonrise. Moonrise definitely the favorite of this race with the better PB going in. We'll see how it turns out. Alright, we're seeing all kinds of Nastasia's hypnosis attack on the screen as we move through pre-chapter 2. Moonrise is finally exiting the Castle Black segment in a second. Gonna be back to Flipside. As Lily is walking out of the castle now. Not much gameplay to talk about here. But we'll be into chapter 2-1 soon. That's where we're going to see some more exciting stuff. Some cool little time saves. Of course, we're going to see Blue Switch early. Alright. I may have just closed the stream. Let me get that back open. There we go. Looks like in Lily's previous 2 races, the chapter 1 exit was a 26:02, so this was a little bit faster than both of those. As for Moonrise, getting a 24:29 in their race against Phantom, so staying just about at that level. got a 24:35 in their race against Thymorosal as well, so exactly the time that they got in this race. And we are getting an ad on Moonrise's side of the screen. What a twist. Never thought we'd see it. But we're getting the incredible ad break during pre-2. I mean, I guess if there's going to be an ad break, this is the time. But if your cat has plaque, you'll want to see this. I don't have a cat. Does anyone know anything about cat dental hygiene? Anyway, 9 out of 10 cats love it. What is this ad about? That is a strange ad. Anyway, back to the actual game. Lily, cooking the Fireburst, does not have any extra items in the inventory there. I did not get to see if Moonrise had any extra items. I did miss that part. It might have been during the ad break, to be fair. 9 out of 10 cats love it. Alright, Lily, return piping now. Moonrise just feeding the soup to Peach. How did they know? I don't know. The first bullet point of that list was cats love it, and then the third was 9 out of 10 cats love it. So which one is it?
Oh. Yeah.
One cat was clearly upset with their dental care. And now Peach has been revived on both sides of the screen. I'm going to see Moonrise involuntarily switching to Peach right here after this cutscene, and then voluntarily switching right back to Mario. And they're going to be moving along to the Heart Pillar. Would 9 out of 10 cats like a spicy soup? Do cats taste spice? I don't know. Alright, Lily also in the Old Key cutscene here. Moonrise walking along the 3D path. So yeah, still pretty small gap between these two runners. I think still probably about 45 seconds. Nothing insurmountable. The pit can always be a huge swing in these races. It's all about the pit, really. Looking forward to seeing how both of these runners play. Lily, a bit short on points right now. We'll see if that comes into play at all. I'm sure it'll affect some parts of the pit, especially in the beginning. Unless, you know, she's able to farm some points somewhere in an efficient way. The balance of getting a few extra points here and there when you can, but not trading off too much time is one of the factors in pit percent that can matter a lot. You know, points getting you to, especially just the attack increasing level ups, can save you a bunch of time later on. So sometimes it will be worth it to kill certain enemies that are worth a ton of points if you can line them up for a combo. I know Lily posted a clip of a combo off of like 5 different enemies yesterday or the day before. Alright, Moonrise, entering 2-1. We're back in a real chapter now. And Lily right behind, about to be walking to the door. Moonrise is picking up the squig, gonna be staying in 2D for this part here. Throwing it and damage boosting up, very nice. Into the pipe there, slowly enters the level. Nice. Perfectly takes out those enemies, gets the key from the left side. Whoop. Moonrise landed back on the platform there, missing the throw lock trick. Gonna lose a second or two there. It's a little optimization if you use throw before interacting with a lock to put the key in. It actually saves time in certain cases because throw doesn't actually have to go all the way to the door if he's busy being thrown. Lily choosing to go on top of the trees and oh, Moonrise hitting Blue Switch early very quickly just with the looked like the standard method by jumping onto it from in the background. Well, the standard, the standard method as much as you can call it standard when you do a Z-manip jump to clip into the wall there. Any last second item drops for Moonrise? Oh, not able to duck quite into that Paragoomba. Oh, there's a Fire Burst. Moonrise is going to pick that up. We do see the last second item drop. Very nice. Item drops can just... They're a bit of a wild card in Pit Percent. They can just come into play at certain times. Lily waiting for the Piranha Plant to go down is going to be doing the Paragoomba method of this trick. Lining up with the switch and just chucking that Paragoomba in 3D right into the background. Nice. Into the Boomer room here. Gotta kill that one enemy. Lily goes over the Paragoomba, does miss that Squiglet. That one definitely had the item. Alright, Lily into the pipe now too, gonna be going underground. Both runners in the process of unlocking Boomer. Moonrise almost done with the little conversation here, the little personality quiz that Boomer has. Yeah, both runners will briefly be in the same room, but Lily still has to take the whole BuzzFeed quiz that Boomer has. Moonrise is going to be return piping now, exiting the level around 37 minutes. Seems like that would be pretty standard for them, at least based on recent race data. Alright, will we see the Boomer throw, or will we see the... I don't even know what to call it, the wall jump? The wall jump for Moonrise, for entering the pit here. Slowly exiting around 37:49. Better split than her last two races. Moonrise does do the jump there, tries to do a setupless corner clip there, or maybe just walked into the wall wrong. There we go. Entering the pipe very quick. And Moonrise is now officially in the pit at around 38:15. Alright, this is where the race gets real. Slowly heading down to the bottom floor here. Moonrise, I guess never switch the throw due to not doing the Boomer throw, so he's gonna have Boomer out for these first few rooms. We'll see if they decide to switch or just stick with Boomer. As Lily hits the Boomer throw first try. Very good. Alright, Lily entering the pit as well. Around about just under a minute behind, it looks like. Maybe a 2-room, 3-room gap. Not a 2-room gap. I believe that's room 3 on Moonrise's side. Right. Yeah, Moonrise in room 4, Lily in room 2, gets a good key there. Moonrise gets a pretty good key as well, good layout, everything on the bottom. Both owners finishing those 2 rooms in 8 in-game seconds. Now this room can give you troubling layouts sometimes, but it's pretty good to have the door spawn in the bottom right if that's where 2 of the enemies are, especially with the key. Both owners just keeping pace with each other through these early stages of the pit. Moonrise is very close to hitting that 60k level up, which is going to increase your attack from 2 to 3, making some enemy kills a little bit quicker. Lily, though, still, as we mentioned, still a bit of a ways away at 46k. Moonrise doing a combo off that Sprungwang there, getting a level up. Gonna combo this one as well with the Stylish. Finding the key eventually, now just looking for the door. Lily got to do 3 hits to these Cherbils. Ah, unfortunately the one at the bottom had the key, gonna have to flip down, take a longer route. Moonrise gets a good key here in room 8. I caught that enemy there. Lily just gonna kill one of these Sprungwings, get the points from it. And kill the other one too, but not with the combo. Moonrise gets a nice first key in room 9 and is going to be leaving that room real quick as Lily enters room 8. So possibly catching up a little bit. Still a 2-room gap though. Lily does get the key. So yeah, Moonrise will still remain about 2 rooms ahead. Room 10 doesn't really count, you could say. Getting a very quick key with Boomer in room 11 though. So never opting to switch back to throw, I don't think. Waiting for both of those enemies to line up, and Lily will get the key eventually in room 9 to finish that split. Moonrise with some nice Boomer placements there. Gonna walk back down to the door. Now Lily gonna be playing room 11 differently, having throw instead of Boomer out. Doesn't get the key from those first guys, which would have been nice, but gonna have to knock that Paratrooper down there. Moonrise not able to get the key on the top shelf, gonna have to flip down. Get it sit there. We'll see maybe a lock jump from Moonrise here, probably. Yeah, set up the lock jump while in 3D, so just able to hop over. Oh, that lined up perfectly for Lily, able to throw one Paragoomba into both of the spiked Goombas. Sometimes the pit just works with you. Ooh, Moonrise bombing that one Koopa through the wall. The other Koopa is also up there. Looks like all the Goombas are just along the ground here. Gets the key without having to go up. Lily now switch into Boomer to take out the Schlurps. Is going to also have to use Boomer to kill the Baldclefs, not having 60k yet. That's a notable difference here between having that level up or not. Really getting pretty bad luck at finding the key here. At least doesn't have to kill the last Schlurp. Moonrise taking out some Koopas and Tyloids, gets another good key. Moving along pretty quickly here. Lily just opting to use Boomer on the Koopa on the ground. Does get a quick key as well. Moonrise into room 17 now. Looks like all the Koopas are somewhere on the left side. Or at least all the rest of them. Discord stream was lagging for a second there, but yeah, it's gonna actually be about a 3-room gap now. So widening just a little bit. Let's see. if either of these runners get Koopa trolled, which can potentially lose a good bit of time, especially depending on where the Koopa troll spawns. There's one enemy left. Gonna hope it's in this squiglet here. It is not. Moonrise is gonna have to do a despawn, but has been gradually luring the Koopa troll down to the bottom of the room as they went through it. So because of that, able to hit the despawn first try. Very nice. Lily despawning the last Koopa in this room. Gonna be around 2 rooms behind, I believe. Moonrise taking a bit of time to deal with that Koopa troll, but luckily, at least, is able to despawn it really quickly. Lily hitting a super boomer there. Doesn't get the key, so just gonna hit that other Buzzy Beetle with another boomer. Oh, the key is there. That's the thing about using a super boomer. If it spawns the key off screen, you might not even have a way to see it. Moonrise having that fire burst from 2-1 is going to come in clutch right here. Get the key really quickly. Lily also in room 19 now, looking at that Koopa troll. It does spawn on the bottom. Gets a squiglet key, so not going to have to deal with that at least. As Moonrise dealing with the booze now, having been able to quickly move through room 21 with that fire burst. We'll see what Lily's luck is like. Because if you don't have an item, this room can be a big swing depending on what kind of luck you get. Just because killing these guys takes so long. Lily, not at 60k for this room, I think is important to note. You can only be able to do 1 damage to these Spinies at a time. Which is even less than you would normally do at this point. Or what Moonrise would do if not for the fire burst. So I believe that's going to take even more boomers to kill each Spiny. Unfortunate time loss here, but doesn't get, completely trolled by the key there at least. Gets it on the 3rd Spiny. Spiny's guarding the door, unfortunately. Unable to get in. So that's going to be a big slowdown for Lily as Moonrise is now to room 25. Taking out the Chain Chomp Charles. And moving through that room pretty quickly. Lily gets a really good key in the Boo room. Peachy Peach hovering in midair there. Dropped but not picked up. Moonrise, very nice key in room 26. Gonna move through there very quickly. Lily's still not at 60k, so gonna have to 3-hit these fuzzies. Finally hitting the level up just now. Long overdue. But now able to 2-hit more enemies. Alright, Moonrise moving through 27, picking up the key. Lily in 24. About a 4-room gap now. As Moonrise moves on. Lily waiting for these guys to fall down. Gonna do a stylish to get more points. Ooh, unfortunately falling off the ledge here. Letting these little guys roam free a little bit. Able to take them all out though and get the key. Moonrise taking out a Koopa in room 28. Lily spawns right next to the Chomp. Very nice spawn there. Right next to the door and the Chomp in room 25. A small time save. Moonrise in 29. Let's see what the layout is like. We see one Robus in the top right. Will it have the key or will it be this one? It is the one in the top right, so Moonrise is gonna have to take the pipe here. Lily getting a good key in room 26 as well. Does notice the doors at the top left by process of elimination, probably. So both owners having pretty good room 26 is really nice to see. That room can be really annoying sometimes. As we're into room 27 for Lily now, and Moonrise just cleaning up room 29. Having to take a pipe there, a bit of a slowdown. Lily will catch up a little bit just because of that. So Moonrise is into room 30 now, quickly crossing it to room 31. As Lily will be in room 28, so about a 2 or 3 room gap. Tyler room for Moonrise. Lily gets the key in room 28. We'll see how the Robus spawns are for Lily. Moonrise gets the key here. Lily spawning in the top right along with the door, but no Robus. That's not ideal. You're gonna have to probably take a pipe to get back up there. And it gets a second key as well. Gonna have to place down Boomer twice for this. Moonrise taking out the Elongators. Looking for the one that looks like it has a key inside, perhaps. Alright. Lily able to get through 29. Neither runner had a very good luck in room 29. But able to move through. And now, as Moonrise finishes up the elongated room, Lily's entering the Tyloid room. So that's room... Oh, nice first key in the Tyloid room. Room 31 to 33 here. But Lily moving quickly through that room, gonna catch up and only be one room behind for a little bit. But Moonrise does pick up the key here. Lily's gonna hope for a good key in this elongated room. Checking the top left first. There's the key. Moonrise exiting room 33. Lily setting up for a lock jump to just get across here quickly. Save a bit of time on movement. Moonrise with a very fast key in the stone buzzy room as well. Using the pipe to get across the floor there. And just gonna ignore every other enemy in this room. Very quick room. Lily using a super boomer there, gets the key, it's in the bottom right. As Moonrise takes on room 35, which does feature the Choppa enemy. The first time I'm gonna have to kill these guys before they start flipping into 3D, which they have done. Moonrise has been given some trouble by Coptas in previous races, you could say. As Lily picks up the stone buzzy key. Moonrise enters room 36, so I believe Lily is just one room behind now? Oh, Moonrise gets a first key in room 36, very nice. Also has now hit the 90k level up, which doesn't grant any more attack, but it's just a quick heal. Lily getting a hot sauce drop. That could come into play later, especially being low on points, maybe could speed up certain rooms. See how that plays out. Hot sauce drop is very interesting. It's an attack boosting item, but does not last very long. It's only a few seconds of attack boost, so you really gotta make it count. Alright. Runners 2 rooms apart now. Moonrise setting up the super boomer in 38. Lily getting the key from the ninja is not as fast as Moonrise, but still really quick. So both runners will remain pretty much in lockstep 2 rooms apart. Still, Lily getting a first key in room 37. Gonna move through there really quickly. Moonrise getting the key and gonna do a... Wow, that was an incredibly fast setup for a pipe clip there. Getting up to the door. Very nice bit of skill from Moonrise to finish room 39 super quickly. And enter the 40s. The 40s. Some dangerous enemies start showing up here. Some very tough enemies. Specifically the Clubbas in this room. Moonrise using throw to actually take a squiglet through the ceiling for a quicker kill there. Moonrise able to take out a bunch of Clubbas but not find the key up top. Gonna have to go back down. As Lily clears out room 38. Moonrise does get the key eventually from this one squiglet. Alright. As Lily is finishing up the 30s. Picks up the key. Moonrise in the pokey room now. Using Boomer to find all these pokies pretty spread out through the room, but gets a quick key on the second one. Lily is exiting the 30s now. So, gonna stop at Flim. Let's see, what's Lily looking for here? Gonna buy the Super Shroom Shake. And that's gonna be all the money Lily really had, so maybe buying an item to just make sure that she actually survives to the next level up, being at 78k points and only 8 HP. You know, it is definitely a safe play to make, but does cost a good bit of time. Moonrise is going to be able to get through these rooms quickly. Lily getting a first key or second key, room 41 though. That will save back a lot of that time lost by going to Flim. Moonrise is in room 45 though. Tyloid keys can be very slow if you get bad luck. Moonrise will be hoping to get a key from one of the first enemies here. It doesn't look like it's happened so far. So Lily's going to be moving on to room 43. as Moonrise is still killing all these square-shaped enemies. Gets a power stake drop, but still no key. Doesn't even opt to pick it up. Gets a nice combo in the bottom left corner, though. And the key from, I think, that second last or last Tyloid. Alright, Lily moving through room 43 now. Did take out, I believe, the enemy on the bottom right, so it was the one in the top right, going all the way around the room. So Moonrise still a few rooms ahead, clearing out this room pretty effectively. Lily trying to get a bit of a combo going in this room, but unable to really smoothly connect it, and ends up taking a big hit of damage, only down to 4 HP now, so that heal might be important very soon, as Moonrise moves into room 48 here. Another Clubber room, also featuring Magic Koopas. Place where you can take a ton of damage, but Moonrise in a pretty good spot health-wise right now. Gonna just be killing all these Clubbers at the top. Does get a pretty good key, moves through that room very quick, as Lily's now killing Tyloids. Looking for the key here. Looks like it's taken a bit to show up. Moonrise gonna combo these squogs here. Get some extra points in. Very nice. Already almost at 120k, which 120k lets you one-hit the Spinies with boomers in the next room, so it can be a nice little thing to hit here, or around this point of the game. Like kicking the shell to get an early key here. Run back to the door as Moonrise finishes the 40s. The chat maybe not liking the act of shopping at Flim that we've seen. You know, there are situations where it makes sense, but if you're behind in a race, sometimes you have to just take some big risks and not heal. Lily does end up making it to the 90k level up, so not having to use that heal yet, as Moonrise makes it to the 120k level up. I don't believe Lily ever ended up using that heal, so see if it comes into play later, or it could have just been a, I guess, overly safe play from Lily. Some of the pundits may be questioning that move. We'll see. We'll hear from them later. Moonrise setting up Pig Jump here. Sort of their signature trick at this point. Very nice. Lily gets a pretty quick key in room 49, so going to be able to move through the squog room. Still extremely low on points to where you would be in an average run. Oh, Moonrise gets a key from a Tyloid there, so not going to have to deal with any of the Spanias. Let's see what Lily does here in this room. Gonna kick the shell and then use bombs to take out the rest of the Spinies' health. And maybe let that Buzzy Beetle shell on the bottom. Oh, does Boomer one Spiny get the key? Yeah, waiting a little bit to just let that shell hit a few more Spinies, because as it hits more and more, it racks up more and more points. So you'll see Lily got like almost 10k points from that room, I think, at least. And is now killing the pigs. Gonna get a combo off the pigs as well for even more points. And a Thunder Rage drop. That can be very helpful later on. Gonna walk over and take the pipe for the door here, as opposed to do another pig jump. I don't know if the door was in the right position for that. No, the door was on the top level, so it would have been a trickier pig jump to the pipe instead, I guess. Moonrise picking up the key from the hooligans. Lily's so low on points, I know. Lily going for the Super Boomer here. Does manage to hit it on most of the Spanias in this room. Connects that Super Boomer with the Spania and the Tyloid, as Moonrise is moving through the 50s very quickly. In room 57 now. Looking for the key. Killing all these Sherbles. There we go. Lily in the Clubba and Drabone's room. I didn't even see Moonrise go through this room. It must have been pretty quick. Moonrise in the Daisy room. Lily gonna place a bomb on that Drybones and go to kill this Clubba. does get the key eventually. That room can take up just a ton of your time because both enemies in it are very slow to kill. Dry Bones forcing you to use Boomer. Moonrise in the last room of the 50s now. Lily moving through the hooligan room as Moonrise is going to finish the split. Lily gets a block drop. That's not the key. Alright. Moonrise into the 60s now. The enemies just get more and more dangerous, but in terms of slow to kill enemies, I think I would take the 60s over the 50s or 40s. It does still have some clubbas and some boomerang bros that can be annoying to kill, but at least you can jump on those. Alright. Lily into room 57 now. It's about more of a 5-room gap across the split. Gets the key very quickly, but gonna stop to actually farm points from these Zoinglings. They can give you a ton of points if you are able to combo them. Gonna get one good combo, one didn't really work out, but almost being at that 120k level up now will be very important for hitting some damage thresholds. Yeah, hitting that 120k level up actually gonna improve the daisies from a 3-hit to a 4-hit to a 3-hit. So a bit of help there with clearing out the rest of this room as Moonrise is looking to despawn a Dry Bones here. Is that the last one in the room, I'm assuming? Yep. Gonna grab the key from that. Also putting in a throw lock along the way. Moonrise in, or Lily into the last room of the 50s. Moonrise in room 63. Lily waiting around for some guys to show up right here. Moonrise gets a pretty good key in 63. He's gonna move right along. Lily has to wait for the key from the Magiblot. Yeah, Lily having the Hot Sauce Anti-Rage can come in handy later, especially being low on points to take out some tougher enemies. You know, you especially think about those red chomps in room 98, you know, at least you got a solution for that now. Alright, Lily into the 60s now. Moonrise, I believe, 3 rooms ahead. Having some trouble finding the key in the McDonald's branded Tyloid room here. Gonna get it there. As Lily is into the Dull Bones room, 62. Gets an Ice Storm drop. Gonna pick that one up as well. Another power item. You know, you can find uses for them. Especially in a run like this. Maybe more than usual. It's not finding the key though, so gonna have to keep bombing these Dry Bones. And these Dark Boots as they show up. Moonrise into room 66. Using some boomerless tech to throw and kill these Skelebits. Now dealing with Ninjos. I thought that was a Thunder Rage for a second, it was just a coin. Lily dropping a bomb to maybe slow down or speed up, I guess, the Cursia kill. Cursia? That's not... I said Chukya and then Cursia. Neither of those are what that enemy is called. That's a Clubba. Only original names in the Super Mario series, of course. Moonrise setting up a bit of combo on these Longodiles here. They take 5 hits, so if you can combo one to the other, 800 points for killing the enemy is multiplied 5 times. Gets a Veggie drop. Does not pick it up. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate that Moonrise didn't notice that Veggie in time. SMH. Very sad. Lily killing the Tyloids here in room 64. At least able to do the same amount of damage as Moonrise at this point. Until Moonrise hits 200k. Moonrise getting sniped by a Squanker there. Yeah, so Moonrise is finishing up the 60s as Lily is in the middle of them. Getting the key, but falling through the ground there. Moonrise into the very hectic Super Striker room, I believe they're called. in that Koopa shell around at the bottom. I think that was one that actually had an enemy in it, so that may have despawned? Not sure how that works. Oh, never mind. There's the key. Key was found in the middle of the room. Yeah, still pretty close. Like, pretty similar gap to what it was at the start of the pit, honestly. It was about a 2-room gap at the start, now it's maybe a 3-room gap. But, you know, a couple keys can turn this race around at any point. Moonrise trying to use some more Boomboomba strats to take out enemies in room 71. Very nice. Gets the key there from a Bulb Cleft. As Lily is killing some basic enemies here. Gets the key and just beelines it for the door. Moonrise still boomerless, using throw to jump through these Jobuses here. In the 70s now. Some very nice tech being shown off. So yeah, I don't believe Moonrise has a power item of any kind for you know, something like room 98. Moonrise hitting the super boomer on the curses there. Oh, I believe Lily used a healing item there, probably took some hits from the Super Strikers. Alright, Moonrise, I believe, into the Copter room now. Gave them a lot of trouble in a previous race, but able to find the key super quickly in this one. Take the pipe to get around to the other side. That's going to be a bit of a relief right there. Lily's starting up the 70s now in the Bulb Cleft room. Gets a quick key, very nice. As Moonrise is into room 75. Still about a 3.5 room gap, I'd say. Moonrise got to find the key here as Lily is into room 72 and actually going to switch over to throw. Oh, unfortunately that dragon just not deciding to turn around in time. Lily also using the tech to run through enemies was using throw, but it's going to be the other one that had the key. Unfortunate room for Lily here. Having to give up on that first dragon and go around to the second one. Not finding the key in time. Moonrise, seeing the key, I guess, out of the corner of their eye on the other side of the room and able to just ignore everything else. Lily, I believe, missed the super boomer there, but still got the key, luckily. Getting bailed out by a good key there a little bit. Moonrise nearing the 200k level up. That's a really good milestone to hit, potentially before room 79, where you'll be able to one-hit the Skelebits if you have 200k with Boomer. Lily hitting the 160k level up, so both runners leveling up, but on completely different levels, despite only being 3 rooms apart. Maybe 4, 3, yeah. What a ridiculous situation these points are. Alright, Moonrise has extended the lead just a little bit in terms of rooms right now, I believe. Yep, entering room 79 as the lead room enters room 75. It's a 4-room gap now. And Moonrise gets a good key. That room is definitely going to take Lily a little bit longer, not able to one-hit those Skelebits. Oh, Lily does get a good key in 75. Going to be able to move on. Moonrise is into the 80s. A very important split here. There's a lot of rooms where you really want to see good keys. A lot of dangerous rooms. Right. Moonrise very expertly killing that Algorithm without flipping into 3D, just able to duck jump in there, and is rewarded with a very nice key right next to the door. Oh, another first key for Moonrise. Unbelievable. What a start to the 80s. Lily in room 77 now, gonna try to spawn these Magiblocks in a way that they line up for jumps, but they despawned again. Did Moonrise get another first key? What was that? Oh my goodness. Alright, Moonrise just flying through the 80s now, but here we go. Now we're in the gauntlet. Gonna hit a super boomer that I don't know if it took out any of those Spanias. Maybe took out one off screen. No, it did not take out any of the Spanias, so... Oh, another fresh veggie! Moonrise... Oh, Moonrise forgot to pick up the fresh veggie again. Unfortunate for Moonrise not getting that fresh veggie. As Lily's into room 79, we are getting an ad for Moonrise, so we are not going to be able to see how room 85 and 86 go. That's just great, Moonrise. Way to go. Thank you, Moonrise. So we see 3 first keys in a row, and then I believe we just got a glimpse of a key from the last Spania there, as Moonrise forgot to pick up that that fresh veggie. Yeah, missing the super boomer. Lily into the 80s now, so also trying to deal with this Hogrythm in 2D. Doesn't go quite as cleanly, but does still get the key from it. A very quick key. Having to dodge these other Hogrythms as they fall down. Getting pushed back through the wall. Very unfortunate for Lily. I was watching the wrong stream there. I was a little bit behind. Into room 82 now. Starting on the right side, trying to take out some enemies. As we get back to Moonrise, they are already entering room 88. So, did something in the gauntlet, I'm sure. I'm sure Moonrise did something there. Alright. Lily in room 83, Moonrise getting the key in room 88, so gonna extend the lead to 6 rooms now. A very large lead in the 80s. See what Moonrise's strategy for 89 is. Gonna place down Boomer, uses Super Boomer, get a nice little key drop. Pretty much exactly how Moonrise wanted that room to go. I didn't see if Moonrise maybe used the Shell Shock in 86 or could have used it for this room, but maybe just decided to use the Super Boomer anyway. Can sometimes be faster in some situations. And now Moonrise into the 90s. After a very good 80 split, we get to see a few rooms of. Lily getting a good 85 key here. Able to move through this room quickly. As Moonrise is about to deal with the Ninjos in room 92. Hits the Super Boomer. No key drop yet, though. As that Ninja is going to flick through the ceiling. And we're going to get some more Ninjos turning into bombs. The classic Ninja experience happening right now. On Moonrise's end. As Lily dealing with room 86. Gonna use a hot sauce to power up those Boomer uses against the Koopa Trolls. Makes it a 2-hit with Boomer. That's pretty convenient. Yeah, Moonrise is on pretty good pace, according to our expert in the chat. Lily, the hot sauce running out, but still able to kill that Koopa Troll with another hit. Moonrise very quick key in this room, room 93. Lily, unfortunately, getting a bad key in 86 and is low on health now. I'm not sure what Lily's inventory looks like. Able to get the key now. Moving on to progress through the gauntlet, but that room really slowed her down a bunch. As Moonrise is moving through the 90s. Yeah, Moonrise could potentially PB here. We'll have to see how the rest of this 90s goes, though, because they're not out of the woods yet. I don't believe we ever saw an item drop. Like a power item for 98, so that's always a factor. Alright, Lily cleaning up the rest of the 80s here. Will use that Super Shroom Shake that she bought from Flim earlier in the race. It does end up being used. My Wi-Fi is not so great right now. I apologize if I miss small bits of this. Lily, unfortunately, getting some trolling from the Ninjos as well here. They decided to really fill the later stages of the pit with Ninjos, just top to bottom, really. Moonrise getting a big egg drop, does actually pick it up. I guess, you know, a 12 HP pickup is worth a 12 HP item is worth picking up, not a 10 HP item, though. Possibly something to do with the fact that Moonrise was in critical range of HP there. Lily spawning at the top of room 89, so the optimal place to use a Shell Shock from. We're going to see that here as Moonrise moves into 98. Right, getting the spawn all the way in the bottom right of the room. Does not have an item, so is going to switch to throw and use the Shell Shock, saving the Shell Shock through the whole 80s. to be able to use a 98 right here. This could be very important. Gets a first key from the first red chomp. That is very important for Moonrise right here. Having to not be careful not to get hit by their own shell shock on the way back to the door. But yeah, Moonrise saving that shell shock to be able to deal with that room, very smart. And is going to be able to move through the 90s and enter the final stage with a mid 114 on Comsob 80s? Really? And we didn't even get to see it. Ridiculous. Comsob 80s. Man, we're gonna have to watch that back at some point. We'll see if we can get a restream clip of that or something. Phantom, if you like... no, I guess a clip wouldn't really show it, but maybe just the middle part where the ad took out room 85, 86. But Moonrise entering Ractail on a pretty good run. I believe it was a mid 114 entry, so I guess that would be... I can't count. A high 117? According to the on-screen timer at least, which is not guaranteed accurate. But yeah, ridiculous 80s from Moonrise. That's where they really absolutely pulled ahead and, you know, finalize this race, I guess. Unless they die on Ractail here. That was really when the gap was too big to overcome. Lily hitting a super boomer and hitting one more boomer to find the key in room 95. As Moonrise is now on top of Ractail. It's time for the final bit of the run here. Switching to Peach. Perhaps pause buffering there? Maybe look like Moonrise pause buffer to strat and is able to hit the Ractail jump first try. Pausing right before they started moving. I wonder if that is a strat. Jumping on to the second hit of Ractail. Lily gets a kind of a slow spawn in room 97, but yeah, it's just going to be able to move through it right now. Neither runner, I think, able to PB at this point. I'm pretty sure that's off the table now. Yeah. But solid runs from both runners. Lily having this Thunder Age, she's using 98. And Moonrise finishes the Ractail fight. That's going to be it. Moonrise will be moving back up to the winner's side of the bracket, I guess you could say, in Grand Finals. To rematch with Phantom and have sort of a best of 3 where they're going to have to win this next match against Phantom to stay alive in the tournament. But if Phantom wins, that's just going to be it because Phantom won Winners Finals. Yes, GG's to Moonrise on the win. Very hype race, very good run from both runners. You know, playing at the top of their game. Lily is able to move into room 100 now. Maybe on a high 120 pace. GG's to Moonrise on a 117. Very nice. Excellent job there. Moonrise, like I said, moving on to Grand Finals to play Phantom once again. Lily will be placing officially 3rd place at this tournament. Absolutely respectable placing, being the 4th seed going in, but lowering her PB a bunch down to a sub 120 and then proving that she can play with some of the best of them out there. I believe taking out Owen in a previous round and Furious. 2 very strong competitors in this race, in this tourney. So, absolutely great performance in this tourney from Lily. Huge GG's to her. Coming in 3rd place. We'll just be finishing up Ractail now. So that grand finals match obviously has not been scheduled yet because we didn't know who's going to be in it until just now, but will be coming soon. We'll have to keep track of the SPM Discord server, SPM Speedrunning Discord server, if you want to hear when that match is going to be ahead of time. Or just follow SPM Speedrunning, and we will be streaming that next match when it happens. Lily's setting up for the Rackle jump here, not able to quite get it. Does take a hit from the Rackles. A bunch of them have started to spawn now. A whole bunch of projectiles everywhere. Lily, you know, not really playing for any kind of PB or anything here, but just finishing out the run. Let's see, Lily's best run of this tournament. Just checking the stats now. I believe Lily's best run of the tournament was a 121.20. 121.20. So playing very close to that here. Maybe close to a tourney PB, but that Racktail might have pushed it just a little bit beyond, but still, getting a 121 in a tourney race, something very impressive. Only a few of our runners were able to do that. Only the top 4 seeds were able to get even anything sub 123 in this tourney. GG's to Lily. You GG's. Yeah. Once again, GG's to both of our runners as we finish up this losers final match. Lily getting the Pixel Dashel here. Yeah, gonna be a mid 121 it looks like. Very strong run from Lily. Being on low points was sort of fighting an uphill battle through a bunch of the pit, but able to, you know, get around that disadvantage pretty well. And that's going to be it for that run. GG's to Lily, finishing with a 120-131 on the on-stream timer. Using the Ice Storm, nothing to hit, but that's going to be it. That's going to be all for today. Thank you all for watching this race. GG's to both of our runners, and we're going to be looking forward to an epic grand finals match between Moonrise and Phantom. Rate JCR? JCR Live? Yo, restreamer? Lily? If Lily wants to raid JCR, I can do that. I don't know who's in control of that, but I'm assuming. If anyone. The Gamba will be paid out by one of the moderators, I'm sure. The channel points prediction. I'm not able to do that, but Lily probably able to. Or one of the other mods. Yeah, Moonrise not able to. But yeah, thank you all for watching. We're gonna raid JCR now. Goodbye.